Kid Chris Show. I got news around the world for you right now. We'll do 30 seconds of it. How about that?
Pope Benedict surprised the world's Catholics by announcing he will be resigning at the end of the month.
Shooting rampage at a county courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware. The gunman killed 2 women before he was killed.
Consumers can check their own credit reports for free online at 3 big private agencies that keep those records. A new government survey finds that 1 in 5 consumers who did check found inaccurate information in the report.
You know, some new stuff for today, actually, coming on the show. We have that Mike Morawski,
correct,
the guy that got fired from his Catholic school job because he went on a blog and said he supported gay marriage. He's coming on today about 7 o'clock to tell his story. And Chael Sonnen from UFC, he's going to be fighting John Jones. That dude is an S-talker, and I love it. So he'll be talking to us about 7:35 this morning. You know, yesterday, the Pope, late in our show, we announced about the Pope bailing out and quitting.
Something that just doesn't happen just did. A Pope resigned. Benedict XVI, 85 years old and frail, told a meeting of cardinals today he no longer has the physical and mental strength to carry out his responsibilities. On February 28th, he will become the first Pope to step down since the 15th century, leaving the church in search of a new leader.
Wow. That's pretty big. We had that yesterday on our show, of course.
The Pope has issued a statement citing the growing toll of his advanced age, leaving him ill-suited for his ministry. But a Pope hasn't resigned like this in 600 years. So I guess the obvious question be,
what does a Pope who's retired do?
What do you mean, what does he do? He's an 85-year-old. What does he do? He sits on his porch in a tracksuit and wraparound sunglasses and he yells at the neighbor's kids. Maybe he putters around in the garden, watches a little daytime TV, and eventually someone notices the mail's been piling up for a couple of weeks and his house goes on the market. It's a cycle. You're right. That doesn't happen to 85-year-olds.
Man, there's so many shows now. You got Jimmy Kimmel.
I wonder how the Pope resigns. Do you have to walk into God's office and quit? And what will the Pope do for work from now on? He could become the most overqualified Walmart greeter of all time. The Pope will step down on February 28th, which means basically he gave Jesus 2 weeks' notice. And then a new Pope is expected to be chosen by the end of March. The winner will be selected this time by a combination of God's judgment and viewer texts. So they say we may get a Brazilian Pope, which sounds like a hair removal process, doesn't it?
Jimmy Fallon, here we go.
There's actually been an outpouring of support from the Pope's follower on Twitter. But the most surprising thing was the Twitter exchange he had with the Dalai Lama. Take a look. First, the Dalai Lama tweeted at the Pope, "Geez, you sure ran out of steam quick. I've been the Dalai Lama for 55 years. Hashtag can't stop, won't stop." Then the Pope tweeted, "I guess being the Pope is a lot harder than just wearing a bed sheet all day. Hashtag get a real job." But then the Dalai Lama wrote back, "At least I don't wear a torpedo on my head. Hashtag your hat is dumb." Then the Pope responded, "Come on, son, you know my hat is dope. Don't hate the play out, hate the game. Hashtag jealous much?" Then the Dalai Lama said, "Yeah, so cool, just like your square car. Hashtag you the square. Hashtag weak sauce. Hashtag poser." Weak sauce.
Weak sauce.
Then the Pope said, "Ouch." To which the Dalai Lama said, "Sorry, bro, went too far. Truce?" Then the Pope replied, "Truce." Then the Dalai Lama said, "Oh, BT dubs, you look like a chess piece. Hashtag checkmate. Hashtag drop the mic. Hashtag llama out."
I never heard hashtag in a joke before. Then what else?
You got more?
Yeah. Here's Conan O'Brien. All the late night shows talking about the Pope.
Big news from the Vatican. Did you hear this? Pope Benedict announced that he is retiring. The Pope is retiring. Yeah, it's a pretty dramatic change. It means he'll go from wearing a robe all day to wearing a robe all day. No, this is true. Popes, this is very rare. They don't resign. It's been like 600 years.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
Well, Pope Benedict the 16th has said he will resign at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And it marked the first time in history that anyone has ever uttered the Latin phrase, "Peace out, bitches." He did. He did it, and then he dropped the mic and walked off.
All right, now Letterman's the last one. You ready?
I am.
And then we'll go through and we'll judge. And we'll vote someone off the island. I don't have any Leno, so you must have sucked it.
Pope Benedict is quitting. Boy, you think about that. Yep, that's a tall hat to fill. He had a press conference today, and he said he just wants to spend more time with his wife and kids. He said he's got a chronic neck problem, and it just really drains him. He's constantly fatigued, and apparently the chronic neck problem is for looking the other way so many times.
I don't know, man.
I gotta go with Fallon.
Fallon was funny, but it was long. The Letterman, though, you thought he was going to make a hat joke.
Right.
But he went for the other thing, which is the turning your cheek. It was pretty good. The weakest one was Stewart.
Yeah.
He doesn't do jokes, really. He just kind of rants.
O'Brien wasn't as good as he usually is.
No. And there was a common ground with all that stuff about, like quitting in a 2-week notice and all that stuff in the 600. Obviously setting up the story, but that was the hottest topic on TV last night. We hit it yesterday on our show because it broke around 8:30 in the morning. It's pretty big, though. The Pope's stepping down. I hope everybody's going to be okay. Get on the air with us. It's the Kid Chris Show. I got Chael Sonnen from UFC talking to us here at about 7:35 this morning. The Wolfpack stuff, we debuted probably the most extreme one with the guys screaming penis, penis, penis over and over again on this guy's show. And then the guy, the Wolfpack, they call shows and they bother these hosts, and the hosts just go berserk. And this one guy left the guy on the phone screaming penis, penis, penis like 7,000 times. It is one of the funniest things ever. And I think it might be the topper. And also a brand new fake Gary Busey interview. I do a dead-on impression, of course, being the master impressionist that I am. We do these things where we get these horrible ideas pitched to us as far as interviews. This woman had a taco with Jesus in it. It was like his face in the taco, and she's trying to sell it and stuff. So we get pitches stuff in emails. So we're like, oh well, we don't have time to do it, but our friend Gary Busey will do it.
He's always available.
Yep. And they always fall for it. We've yet to fall into someone going, this ain't Gary Busey. As a matter of fact, when you listen to some of them, they let a lot more stuff slide because they think it's Gary Busey.
The best part is when you tell them it's Gary Busey, they go, oh, the actor? Oh, wow.
The actor?
Oh, wow.
Big Lethal Weapon fan.
Yeah, right.
Well,
who is it? I would be excited, too. And then you're kind of, I would understand you're kind of blinded. You're thinking, oh, my God, I'm talking to Gary Busey. Kind of makes sense, I guess.
So he's insulting you a little bit, making fun of you, and you're like, it's cool.
It's Gary Busey.
Jerry, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, Gary, I'm a big fan of yours.
I appreciate
big fan of yours.
It's the first time for everything. Did you know I kick ass?
I know.
This is the first one we did. This guy had a book about having sex with a ghost.
Oh, I know. I really loved you on The Apprentice.
Now, Joyride, tell me a little bit about this, about having sex with ghosts. What's that?
Well, it's not. It's a little more serious than that. I had this wonderful love. Her name was Joy. And she passed over, actually. And then a remarkable thing happened. She began to communicate with me. She came to me in visions. She came to me in dreams. And then the most remarkable thing happened. She found someone, a willing medium, if you will, for whom she literally loved me back to life. Remember the movie Ghost?
You sound like you're out of breath. Are you currently humping on this ghost right now?
No. Well, I was having a massage from a very close friend. I had this strange experience as if I felt Joy's presence.
It sounds to me like your friend in common there just wanted to give you a wrister.
Well, maybe it sounds like that to you, but that's not what happened.
So you're like a real-life Ghostbuster.
Well, I'm happy you're having a good time.
My teeth are dry.
I don't know. I hope your audience is finding you funny, because that didn't really make me laugh.
If you really wanted a wrister, why don't you just go to Chinatown?
Gary, I still love you.
I love you too, but I'm not a ghost, so don't have sex with me.
Real nice, Busey.
That was the first one.
Class act.
The brand new one I'll debut with you. We debuted it yesterday around 8 o'clock, so I'll spin that for you coming up around 6:50 this morning. The guy that was fired from his job here in Cincinnati, He was the assistant principal at a Catholic school. He went on a blog and said, hey, I'm cool with gay marriage. They said, hey, I'm cool with you not working here anymore. So he's out. We'll talk to him. That's coming up at about 7:05. And like I was telling you, Chael Sonnen. Cool dude on UFC because he's funny to watch trash people and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, love
Big
it.
Time.
Sometimes sports like a UFC where the guys are very focused, very into it, highly trained, so they spend all their lives training and stuff. They're not as fun because the personality is just shot because they just spent their whole time in a gym,
grinding
like playing
it out
with gigantic tires and throwing them around the gym and stuff.
Sticks and everything.
Yeah. But he's got a pretty good personality, so we'll be talking to him. Hopefully he'll smack talk people and stuff. That's what we enjoy. The other thing is, too, one of my fears, and I get made fun of on this show a lot, is
boats?
Yes. Well, not boats. Not
ships.
in general. Ships. Yeah, don't confuse
Not like
people.
little dinghies, right?
No,
like
I'm not afraid of
He's not afraid of dinghies.
So,
Thank you, Dubs.
No, so, of course, once again, my wife's been on me to go on, I want to go on a cruise. Really? Want to go on a cruise, yeah. So when your phone dies or something like that on there, you're going to be like, it sucks, I want to get off. Or when we hit a wave and your cup spills, it's terrible. Yeah, I know how it will work.
I don't think waves really affect those ones.
But you know what I mean, wives. Because life's so terrible when they have a hangnail. I shouldn't be saying all this. My wife's been pretty awesome lately. She had sex with me a couple times.
All right. Lucky you.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Broke you off a little, huh?
Big man on campus over there.
So, once again, Carnival Cruise, stuck in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
I heard about this.
Yeah. Right away, I hear it on the news. I go, oh! Because my wife is like, I want to go on a cruise. But they're tipping over in the middle of the ocean. They're dying. This is the second time in the past couple months that this happened. The Carnival Triumph remains dead in the water off the coast of Mexico's peninsula in the wake of Sunday's fire. It broke out in the engine room. People are stuck on there. There's hardly any running water and very few functional toilets. Sounds like a great vacation. On the news, they're like, we're going to, any money that you guys spent on these tickets, we're going to refund that. Yeah, good. Thanks.
It's probably not that bad.
Oh, please.
It's like being on Survivor, but on a boat, right?
You're shivering when it snows. Imagine if you're stuck in the middle of the ocean.
That wouldn't bother me.
Mm-hmm. Of course not, because you're like, I don't have to go to work.
There you go.
A tough job of sitting.
Exactly.
Can't make it in, Chris. Stuck in the middle of the ocean.
Yep.
Fire damaged. If I hear that, what are you going to do? You're going to jump overboard? You're stuck. And they're not. And they're coming out there. They're going to tow it back to land. That's great. Some guy on there had problems because he's in need of dialysis, so they had to go and chopper him to a hospital. First of all, if you have that kind of problem, why are you going on a boat that's notorious for just running and just stopping in the ocean? We're done.
I wonder how many boat accidents have there been? Like, I'm sorry, ship accidents. I mean,
I get mad. I want to punch a wall.
To merit your panic right now.
This is, there's 3,143 passengers on here and 1,086 crew members aboard the ship. And they're just sitting there, messing themselves.
It's all
not
inclusive.
showering.
It's free drinks right now.
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole time.
Buffet's open, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're taking buckets and dipping them into the water to get the water for the drinks.
Whatever.
These Long Island's a little salty.
It's like,
and they're in the Mexican. They're out there in right off of Mexico. You know, they tell you don't drink that water. But this is why. I mean, these cruise ships should be banned.
Banned?
Over with.
They're death machines.
That one, it is still a frightening shot of that one that's over in Italy, I think it is, off the coast, and it's just tipped over on the side.
Well, that guy was liquored up, wasn't he?
Yeah, okay. So that means it doesn't happen ever?
Just saying.
Right.
There was a reason why it was tipped over.
Right.
the boat just didn't tip.
I know, right, but I'm saying, who's to say that's never going to happen again?
Oh, then that's like saying, why get on a plane again? You never know what's going to happen.
Well, a plane, though, a fiery crash, you're just done. Stuck on a boat, just sitting there like,
You're waiting
people are
for
just
it.
defecaking around you, and
you're just not patient. That's what it is.
That's the other thing too. And then imagine slowly your boat's tipping over, and you're like, I'm done.
Did anybody die?
And I
from
can
that?
swim
From the tipping?
Not yet. Oh, the tipping?
Yeah.
I believe there were people that died in there.
I'm sure it wasn't like Titanic death.
Afraid of
Oh, man, here it goes.
Shut
Free
it
the
off.
boats, everybody. Look at Kid Chris. He's afraid of boats. Free the boats. Free the boats.
Making fun of me.
Everybody look at Kid Chris. He's afraid of boats. Yeah. Big boats
And that's-
coming in the harbor.
That stupid giraffe-looking Sam FM. If anybody would urinate himself, it would be him on the boat.
I couldn't imagine you two stuck on a boat together.
I'd be the one calming him down.
No, you wouldn't. You'd kill him.
Oh, yeah,
because
I would
you'd
throw
be
him
freaking
over.
out.
I would use him as
You'd
driftwood
be
to get the
freaking
land.
out because he'd be freaking out.
Hey, what do you think's going to happen? How am I going to download your podcast when it's stuck in here? Oh, that's just a nightmare. And he's got, we'll pay you back your ticket price. Thanks.
I imagine that's a given, right?
Yeah, I know. That's like,
why even say
don't
it?
go put a press release out of that.
I feel like you're doing me a favor.
Look, everybody, I know it's terrible being stuck on this boat in the middle of the ocean nowhere. How about this? We'll give you back your money. F you!
And a voucher to go on another cruise.
How about while you're walking off, you go up to the captain and go head or gut? Right? Nice slug.
He's like, I didn't do it, pal.
A fire on the engine. Real nice. Chael Sonnen joining us, and Mike Morowski, the guy who's without job now because he was for gay marriage, or okay with gay marriage. He got fired from his job. I see over here is Jonathan. You're on the air.
Hey, remember me?
Obviously.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Is this the guy, the dude used to call us from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we used to work in Atlanta, Georgia. And now this...
It's you, Kid Chris.
Yeah, it's me, Jonathan. Right. Your new pontiff. Jonathan, wow, so things have really changed with you.
What?
Jonathan is okay. Jonathan is a dude that used to call our show. He has what is it? He has awesometism too, right? Right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yep. And he used to get really mad at me because his mom. He lives with his mom, and I used to tell him that his mom used to party and do a lot of drugs. Right?
I thought she did.
No. He doesn't do drugs.
She did. She did a lot of drugs.
No.
And as a matter of fact, what's she doing right now?
Well, my sister's at the hospital, so she's my mom's staying with her.
Yeah, that's not true. She's doing drugs somewhere.
She's getting high?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, straight up.
Is your mom getting high as a kite?
No.
Jonathan, why does it always sound, when you speak, it always sounds like you're speaking, like you're breathing in when you talk?
No, it sounds like he's taking a grunter.
Is that true, Jonathan? Are you taking a grunter currently?
I mean breakfast.
All right.
Liar. Well, Jonathan, I appreciate you calling in, man.
Okay, bye.
But Jonathan was on hold for 56 minutes to tell us
Nice.
nothing.
To say, you remember me?
Yeah.
That's it.
He used to call us every day and request, what was it, 311?
Yeah.
What are you, 311?
It's real.
And I'd be like, what, that's how it became. It's like, do you do drugs to 311? He's like, I don't do drugs. And then we said, well, I heard your mom does drugs.
He didn't like that at
And he
all.
would slam the phone. My mom does not do drugs. It's so funny, they say that like autism is a I don't want to say a form of retardation, but a special like a tweak or whatever.
It's like a social disorder thing.
I think that's it. I think it actually it keeps kids focused, and they're actually a better people, quite frankly. Because think about that. He's a good kid. Wolfpack Wendy is a great girl.
It's a little harder to maintain a conversation.
Right, wouldn't want to live with those people,
You don't want to sit down and have coffee with them, per se.
Wouldn't you rather have a kid that is like that or a kid that is all hopped up on mood meds and you don't know who you're dealing with?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, Wolfpack Wendy, for instance, has awesometism. She doesn't care about anything but watching TV shows about wolves and Phineas and Ferb. That's it. You don't have to worry about her going to her school and rifling down a bunch of kids.
Nah, you put on Twilight and she's happy.
Right. This
That's
kid
it.
here just wants to hear 311 all day and defend his mom not doing drugs. That is the easiest life ever. Then having to deal with a doctor saying, hey, your kid may be bipolar. Right away you're thinking, great. So one little goof on the kid's earlobes and he's rifling down to school. Then I'm going to court. You know what I mean? That's what's so terrible about it.
So would you trade your daughter in for an autism kid now?
My daughter's perfect, Thomas. Knock it off.
Wow.
No, my
Would that improve the state of your child now?
She doesn't have any issues yet,
Yeah, she's
other than
fine.
farting. She had a very gas issue yesterday, a big gas issue yesterday, where it was bad. Even she was like, "Woo!" She's 3 years old. It was hilarious, but I was like, "God, is something die in you?"
I thought they grew out of that when they were like, after like your new baby probably has like the worst turds ever.
My new baby, I don't know. I don't. My new baby, I don't do anything with. She just sits. I swear to God,
That's good. That's good.
That's awesome.
She's all about mom. She just breastfeeds, and then they put her in a swing, and she just looks at you and smiles. She doesn't do it. She doesn't peep a word, nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. I just hang out with my daughter all day. My
That's cool.
my 3-year-old. Yeah, she busts stuff up, and we laugh about it. And I tell her, don't tell mom.
Has she graffitied on the walls yet in the new place?
Oh yes, she has. My daughter is. Listen to this. My daughter is happened yesterday. Is 3 years old. And they went to the store, and in the little gumball machine thing, they had those, those things that they're sticky, and you throw against the wall, and they stick, and they crawl down.
The creepy crawlers.
Yeah. So she had those, and she was putting them against the wall and smushing them against the wall, and it was leaving like a silk, like a
slime thing.
Yeah, like slime, and it won't wash off.
Oh wow!
And I'm watching her do it. I'm like, I just point at her to go to my wife. I go, is that good?
She freak?
Yeah, she's like, oh, I don't know. I hope that washes off. Didn't wash off. No, it's so great. And our old house, what sucks is our deposit that has to go to it. But my daughter would take markers and just graffiti the side of
She's
the
an
wall.
aspiring artist. You can't stifle that.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, you got to let her do it.
Yeah.
She's blossoming. She's finding her way.
Well, listen, I have coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to talk to this guy, Mike Morawski. Another dude who is just taking all kinds of heat for no reason. I guess. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'll give my thoughts on it. He's the guy that worked at the Catholic school as the assistant principal and went on a blog and shared his thoughts about how he was for gay marriage, and they whacked him. They fired him yesterday for it. So we'll get his thoughts on that. You sit there and you think on the outside, who cares what he thinks about that? But also, it's the Catholic Church. Is it worth doing? Is it worth saying? Because you know they're going to have a problem with it, and it's, and you're laying your job on the line. So I don't know, man. Mike Morawski is a guy. You've seen him on the news. He was working at a Catholic school here in town and got blown out because he got fired yesterday because he went on a blog and said, "I support gay marriage." Mike, how you doing, man?
Hello, sir.
What's up, son?
Not too much. Just trying to adjust as calmly as possible to my wife and I's new reality. As a side note, I'm a ardent listener to WEBN, so the first thing I wanted to do when I got there was to see the studio, and I was the guy taking pictures like a fanboy.
If I knew it was you, we would have brought you in.
Well, thank you. So we got notice that I was in fact terminated. Now here I am. My wife and I are trying to be normal and clean the condo up like normal people do, and figure out what happens next.
Yeah, so now you're going to start hearing from all the news sources across the country.
It's starting to slowly but surely happen, and like you said, it's a national news outlet or whatever it may be. You calling, like, oh, Kid Chris wants to talk to me. Why? I'm a guy who likes people. I didn't think that was a big deal, but here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, I don't know if we're fairly new here to WBN, but I've been pretty vocal about, I don't care if gay people get married or not, and that's pretty much what you posted up, and the school had an issue with that. Now, does your attorney feel like could be some kind of wrongful termination?
He does feel that way, I believe.
Let them deal with the negative publicity and just kind of just walk away and be like, you know what, man, whatever, maybe take the high road on it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what my wife and I decided as long ago as last Monday when I was first given this ultimatum. Our initial decision was there's no way I was going to ever be able to sign something that says I'll be silent, and I'll not only be silent but then try to change my own opinion. And so we've kind of let the students really, and the loud positive voices of the students and parents sort of propel us along. I hesitate to use the term high road path. I know they feel they're on the high road. I obviously and publicly disagree.
Right.
more my issue now is that top-down mentality, not their stance on gay marriage. I'm not trying to take on Rome.
Right,
you know?
right.
But if they had said, hey, come on back to work, I mean, that would have meant something pretty significant, because that would have meant over the weekend or whatever it was, they rewrote these things, said, hey, these are our teachings still, but our employees are entitled to disagree with them publicly.
Mike, do you eat Chick-fil-A?
You know, it's funny. So I grew up in Atlanta, and so I grew up on Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
And I grew up with a lot of respect for the Cathy families. They do a lot with the homeless in Atlanta. And so when those comments came out, I was like, there's no Chick-fil-A for me. Now, at Purcell Marion, on Thursdays, we set up a thing with Chick-fil-A, so there would always be Chick-fil-A on Thursdays, which, of course, the students loved.
Yeah, of course.
And, of course, I loved. And I'll tell you this, I can admit this, I'm a man of humility, that I lasted about a month not eating a Chick-fil-A, and the fella who would bring was a friend of mine, or we became friends, and he would always tease me, and I'd say, your sandwiches are full of hate, and he'd say, yeah, but they taste better than your carrots that are full of love. And I did give in.
He's right.
You know, so I did give in.
Your need for Chick-fil-A was stronger, like your conviction, or was weaker than your conviction not to take down whatever was on the blog. You know what I mean? So Chick-fil-A is the ultimate winner here.
Well, thanks for the smile, y'all. Thanks for the laugh. I never really thought of it that way.
Your little skirmish here caused the Pope to step down.
See that?
Maybe he's taking your spot.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's going to be the new dean of student life, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say,
wow.
Was your office big enough for his big dopey hat?
I think it was a nice office. I don't know. I think he'd look good in the chair.
I appreciate you coming on and telling your story. I mean, it's got to be tough. I know what it's like to lose a job. First couple of days, you're like, okay. Then when it starts to set in, where you're like, where's the end of the tunnel? You know,
right.
That's a little concerning. But good luck to you and your wife, and I'm sure everything will work out fine.
You know, thank you all so much, and on so many levels, just being kind and supportive. And, you know, when I came home and I turned on EBN and felt right, you know. So Thanks so much, and it really means a lot to my wife and I.
Very good. Well, Mike, take care, man. Keep us updated, all right?
All right, we'll do it.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. That's Mike Morawski. You've seen him on the news and stuff. He got blown out because of his issue with He was okay with gay marriage, and the church said, no, we're not. You're gone.
He had an opinion.
Right, yeah, he had an opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion unless you read it over in chapter 4 of the Holy Book. But, you know, again, it is tough to, you know what their stance is, so you don't want to come in and say,
like blow it up like that.
Yeah, no, you're putting your job at risk there. But hey, whatever, you know. So I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll get a gig out of the, out of another school or something. He's a good dude, and he's an EBN fan. So that's another thing. If he publicly admitted, what would have been worse if he went on a blog and said, I listen to EBN? Do you think the church would, they would have him crucified?
No. No.
That's crazy. But what an interesting story. And it makes the church look kind of, for those on the outside, it makes them look like they're bullies.
Like they don't have any compassion at all.
Right. But then also, if you're someone who is a Catholic and you have a stand against gay marriage, then it makes it look like they're actually standing up for what they believe in. Right. So that's what makes it an interesting topic. So there's a legend on the phone, Smack Talk legend of the UFC, Mr. Chael Sonnen.
How are you, brother?
Good. You know, where are you now, right? In Oregon?
I'm in a little place called None of Your Goddamn Business.
Oh, he showed you.
I'm sorry, I apologize. People have called him the most legendary talker in the UFC, which I think is awesome. It lured me into some UFC. You know what I mean? I'm fairly new to it. And then right now, of course, you're on The Ultimate Fighter, and I watched I've only was able to watch the first episode, and it's funny, the heat between yourself and John Jones. That's what sells the show. It's awesome.
You know, I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what. John surprised me. He came out and did a very good job. He took it serious. He gave of himself to his team. You know, he came out and he took it real serious, and I appreciated that. And some other guys have done the job that he and I did. They came out, they treated it like it was a frat house, and they tried to get attention by behaving like idiots.
Yeah.
And look, if you want attention, have the courage to enter the tournament. Neither John or I had that courage. So we're standing on the side yelling instructions to the guys with the courage, and it's their show. We're just along for the ride.
With yourself, I mean, is this something that you would do down the road if you were so retire from the UFC? Would you stay involved with coaching?
Well, I coach a kids wrestling team now. I've coached it for 11 years, and I'll continue to do that. But no, I'm only going to coach kids and only wrestling. I'm not going to hang out with a bunch of meathead fighters.
That's funny.
See, I kind of disagree with you with that. I mean, I know some of them maybe are meatheads, but I find that UFC guys are very classy and very focused.
They're disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and they're also very accessible. We have some of the greatest fans, but we work really hard for that. We're very accessible. We're out there on the social media and talking and shaking hands, and we really get those cues from the top, like any company. That's what our boss does. Right. I've been in casinos, and it doesn't matter if you're the janitor or the owner of the casino. If you want to talk to Dana White, he will stand there and talk to you until you don't want to talk anymore.
Right.
Will never walk away from a fan. And it's really quite remarkable and impressive, and I copy him.
Forrest Griffin said you talked your way to the top. Your thoughts on him? Please trash talk.
Well, I don't talk trash. I truth talk, and Forrest is right. I did talk my way to the top, and I'll tell him the word that I used. It was yes. When they called me and asked, will you fight John Jones, I said one thing, yes. And all the other alleged cowards all said no. These guys use really weird words. These guys say, he should have a title shot. I'm going, I couldn't possibly care less about a title shot. You guys are basing your careers on a title shot? Let's talk about getting the title, guys. That's the only thing that matters.
Right.
Not having your 15 minutes of fame and your name up in the lights for one night for a shot. What a bunch of dorks. When I show up to an event, I show up to boo. I don't show up to cheer. I show up to get out my negative energy, and I love it. I don't mind when fans do the same.
See, that's cool. See, I'm a huge wrestling fan.
That's because I'm a gangster. That's why in the streets in my kingdom with my people.
See, this is why I love you, man, because I'm a big wrestling fan, too. And the part of wrestling that's pro wrestling is when a guy walks into an arena and it's thunderous boos and he's insulting the crowd.
Sure.
Yeah. It's the greatest.
I mean, if you're a fan, do whatever. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Now, Chuck gets it. He gets what's going on.
Now, your take, this fight coming up with you and John Jones, do you think it's going to be the biggest pay-per-view in UFC so far?
This will be the biggest fight in the history of the light heavyweight division. This will be John Jones' crown. I couldn't be happier for John Jones. He is the youngest UFC champion. He is the most dominant fighter we've seen. He is the most gleaming future. But finally, guys, at last, on April 27th, his crowning moment, the moment every young man lays in bed and dreams will happen, he will share the octagon with God's gift, the women's pick, and the men's regret. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. He will be in there with Chael Sonnen.
It doesn't get any better than that.
That just sold a bunch of tickets right there.
I'm thrilled for him. He will finally have that moment. He will tell his grandkids, I was punched in the face, I was taken down, I was thrown around the gun by the Chael Sonnen.
Is it true that you won't truth talk Matt Hamill, the deaf UFC fighter, because he won't hear you?
No, Matt Hamill's a great guy. He's a fellow competitor, and I got one rule when it comes to who I'll fight. Anyone, anywhere, anytime.
So if he called you out and said, hey, you would fight him?
I would understand him. I would tell him yes, and you really shouldn't make that joke. You really shouldn't do that. I'll tell you what, I mean, Matt Hamill's an inspiration. In all fairness, I mean, that's truly a remarkable guy. And what a good career he had, too,
He beat John Jones.
You know what? He did. He did. You're right. Respect for you for knowing that.
See? It was with a flagrant elbow, but that's all right.
Hey, win's a win. He got it done.
That's right. You're right. That's a big win. Well, listen, man. Chael, if you ever come to the Cincinnati area, I don't know if you ever will, we get a lot of rain here, so maybe you'll feel at home here. But we'll
Oh, you're talking about Ohio. I spent a week there one night.
Well, you got to come in, man. I would love to get you in here, and we'll talk all the good stuff. But, dude, good luck with the fight. And the show is incredible. This might be the best season yet.
Highest rated in the history of the series, and I appreciate that. FX, 9 p.m. Thanks, fellas.
Very good. Thank you, sir. It's the Kid Chris Show. Yesterday, we debuted for you. We had a new interview from the fake Gary Busey. Now, I do a dead-on impression.
Spot on.
Thomas had his fists in the air when he said that.
Yeah, I was fired. That was Gary Busey.
When you think Kid Chris, think dead-on impressions. And my impression of Gary Busey started in October, goofing on him doing a commercial for a TV or for a car dealership. And then it became a thing where it's like, okay, it was like a challenge. I bet nobody could fall for that, Thomas, with his little... Nobody could fall for that.
No, but he proved me wrong.
That's right, I did. And we continue on with it. We get booked, these people that want to come on our show and talk about certain things. Like that guy that had a book about falling in love with someone, and then that person passed away, so he connects with her through a massage therapist, which is pretty much
That's creepy.
the creepiest thing ever.
Yeah.
And he fell for it, Gary Busey. And then yesterday we debuted the one where Gary Busey, the fake Gary Busey, spoke with a woman who and had a Jesus imprint on her taco,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hi, Angie.
Yes.
I'm going to put you on with our host, but we have a fill-in host today.
Okay.
Today we have Gary Busey.
I'm okay.
All right, I'm going to put you on with Gary right now, okay?
Hi, Angie.
Hi, how are you?
Angie Rodriguez,
Yes.
correct? Welcome to the show. My name is Gary Busey.
Hi.
Tell me about the Jesus tortilla.
Actually, it was an amazing discovery on August the 1st when one of our clients went in to go get they brought his tacos to him, and he was eating it, and halfway through, he said he looked and he saw a face staring back at him. And then when I saw it, I said, oh, my God. I said,
Holy guacamole.
yeah, so we showed it to my boss, and then all the other stuff they were able to see, the same thing we were seeing. So it's just been a great blessing.
Was Jesus delicious?
He still didn't eat it. He saved it. We gave him another taco, and he saved that one.
Was Jesus crunchy or soft?
It was soft. It was fresh.
Fresh Jesus. See a rapper?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I once saw Ellen DeGeneres on a tuna taco.
Oh, really?
Jesus doesn't like gay marriage.
I can't speak for Jesus because I couldn't tell you.
Is he there right now? Can I talk to him?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure he can hear you.
Let me talk.
Mock him.
Hand the phone over to Jesus, the taco. Hello, Jesus Taco?
If you called to make a joke,
Gary Busey does a joke about Jesus. Did you see Buddha in a breakfast burrito?
No.
Usually after eating a taco, the only thing I pray to is my toilet. Hallelujah. I heard your brother Juan saw my picture on an ice cream bar. Pleasure talking to you, Rod.
It's the Kid Chris Show. Bring the rock star. It's the Kid Chris Show.
It's WEBN Cincinnati. The guy that says I went to high school with him here.
It's Larry.
Hey! What's up, Lair?
Remember when we were over at your house? And remember when your mom got pregnant because you forgot to wipe the seat off because you were in a hurry to get to the dance? Remember that? That's kind of funny, huh?
Yeah, I remember that. Funny.
That's ill.
Remember in high school? Remember that time you thought you were Spider-Man? And during recess you tried to climb the walls and stuff? And you got halfway up and fell down in the middle of the black people's dice game. Yeah, that was pretty funny. They beat you up and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's pretty funny, huh?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Larry.
Bye.
Follow Kid Chris on Twitter @KidChris for uncensored pictures, videos, and daily updates.
I wanted to hear some of those old OJ clips that y'all used to do.
O.J. Simpson. Yeah, you know what? We had a great time messing with that dude for years, and then he went and blew up and got himself thrown in jail. That sucks.
Oh, come on.
How do you blow it after you get away with murder? You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
Yeah, you got to be pretty dopey, right?
Yeah, you just got to just stay home and go, yeah, man, talk about giving a gift. What a gift that is. You slay, never mind one. People have a tough time getting away with one murder. That guy slayed 2 people and got away with it. That's awesome. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, and then he told on himself.
Remember that? If I did it?
Yeah. That's like a smack in the face.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah. Well, let me just tell you something. If I did it,
This is what would happen.
I would have taken that bitch.
All right, yeah, dude. Yeah, for a long time, this guy called the radio station, and he worked at a cell phone company. This is years ago. This is in 1999. I was a night DJ. He goes, hey, man, call this number all weekend and try to figure out who it is. I'll call back Monday. And my girlfriend at the time and I called, and it was just this guy going, hello? I didn't know who it was. You wouldn't think.
How long did it take you to figure it out?
I never figured it out. The guy called me on Monday night and said, dude, that's O.J. Simpson's cell phone number.
Oh, man.
So it was an entire week, and we had a game. I would call his phone every hour, every night, and you had to guess what day his phone was going to be disconnected. A lot of times it was just voicemail,
Right.
but these are the times he answered the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, Juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Who's this?
This is AC. Let's go kill somebody tonight.
Hi. Hello.
OJ.
Who's this?
It's Al Michaels. My wife's been acting like a real bitch. I was wondering if you could help me kill her. What do you say, champ?
Do I know you? Hey.
Juice, it's Chris Rock. It's me, Chris Rock, Juice. What do you say you and I go kill the Spice Girls? Juice, every time I call you, I always be laughing.
Hello?
Juice, you're late. We're supposed to go out and kill people tonight. What's going on?
I really can't talk. I'm at dinner with a bunch of people, and I have no idea who you are.
I'm the real killer, OJ. Oh, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Juice.
Yeah?
Juice, what's up?
Who is this?
It's Dan Dierdorf. You want to go throw the ball around, have some beers, maybe kill somebody?
Yeah.
Hi, OJ. It's Kato. Well, I want to go pick up some young girls and kill them. We can hold them underwater or something.
How'd it go?
Can I move in with you?
Hello?
Hi, OJ.
Hey.
Hey, it's Marcus Allen. Want to go get some bitches and kill them? Yeah.
Gone. There's a funny story from Great Falls, Montana. This is cool when this happens. Some people hacked into their emergency broadcast system. This is a TV station. And they went on and started talking about how zombies are coming. And dead bodies are rising from the graves. And that went over to TV. It was part of the emergency broadcast system. You know, that whole thing?
Do people freak?
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living.
Isn't that hilarious?
People bought that.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I would love. Yeah, they'd all be people on our Facebook.
Yeah.
There's old people that just started lighting up the switchboard.
Oh, yeah.
Civil authorities.
So this is right from it. So somebody hacked into it. KRTV. It's a CW station in Great Falls, Montana. Busted into it, interrupted programming, and had this go over the air as part of the emergency alert system.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous.
Hey,
it's scary hearing it.
With the latest stupid zombie craze,
right,
everyone's buying it.
Oh, man, that is like freaky when you hear it.
I wonder if they try to time it around the Walking Dead comeback.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Well, something's playing in the background. It sounds like Jeopardy or something. So it's over the top of the television.
That's funny.
I remember when I was a kid, there was a guy that used to take over HBO, and the screen would go blue, and I forget what his name was, like Captain Midnight, I think. And it would just take over HBO late at night, like while watching Dennis Miller's show or something. And it would just say, like, over a blue screen, "Greetings, I am Captain Midnight." He didn't even do anything good. He would just take over HBO. And then they busted him, and he got thrown in jail for it.
That's weird.
It's like, dude, this is worth getting busted for.
Right.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen.
That is creepy.
I just laugh if I heard that.
I don't know, man. I'd be like, what is going on?
You'd believe that there were zombies coming?
I'm not saying I would believe it, Thomas. You're a dick. Now, I do believe that, and I've said this countless times, we spoke about this earlier this morning,
yes.
These cruise lines are completely dangerous. They're stupid. They're retarded. I know people are like, oh, it's so romantic to go on these things. It's dumb. And again, now there's a Carnival ship, Carnival Cruise Line, stuck in the middle of the ocean over by Mexico, and there's no running water, and the toilets are barely working. Sounds like fun. Sign me up. And these people are all. There's a guy on there stuck because they had to fly him out of there because he has dialysis. He needed to get all that flushed out. Real bright guy. Hey, I'm gonna go on a boat. These boats are notorious for either just tipping over or people falling off.
Like every day, another boat.
Hey, it keeps happening. I keep reading about this stuff. So now these jerk offs are stuck, and they paid into this. No, Carnival Cruise Line's like, listen, I know it sucks that you're pooping your pants and you can't shower. So what we're gonna do is give you back your $500. Oh, deal. How about a voucher? I'll come back.
Extra cookies. How long, Dubs? How long until Chris bunkers himself away?
It's going to start today.
2 to 3 years. Yeah, you'll be bunkered away listening for the zombie call.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous.
That's crazy.
Calling your wife. What happened to Chris?
He's in the basement. Chris, what's up? You're on the air.
Man, I just like to say those guys are genius. I'm pretty pissed I didn't think about that myself.
Yeah.
But that is freaking awesome, man.
I know. It's hilarious. I think guys like that should be commended. Like these dudes that take over like websites and stuff, these anonymous guys. They're pretty genius when they do that. I would love to have that talent. The government should, instead of like arresting these dudes, they should hire them.
They should hire them, yeah.
Well, it's like when the casinos hire the cheats.
Yeah.
Right?
Those are your ultimate consultants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always look at those guys, man. The sleight of hand guys, they always, they put them in there as dealers. You think you go to these casinos nowadays and it's all on the line, man. But